All right, so guys, we are back again to reading passage three this time. So I think this is a concluding passage of test number three, IELTS, Cambridge IELTS 11. So we have matching features, we have matching information, we have to find the particular information from these areas, and of course we have sentence completion as well. So these types of questions they do not come in order; they're spread out, somewhere hidden. I mean, but the sentence completion are obviously they have to follow the order. That's pretty much what we can do. So, however, um, uh, it's kind of necessary to understand that if you actually know the locations, I mean, you can just pretty much skim and just find the exact words, and then you will be pretty much ready to rock. Honestly. All right. A reference to books that assume a lack of mathematical knowledge. So it's kind of books, a lack of mathematical knowledge. So I will also create a table here. Uh, I'll create a table. I'll take the table and I will write words in the questions and similar words from the passage. There you go. So all right. Now, in the way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics, personal examples. So, not a typical book about mathematics. Personal examples of being helped by mathematics as well. Personal examples that has helped. Okay, examples of people who each had abilities that seemed incompatible. Mention of different focuses of books about mathematics. Mention of different focuses of books about mathematics. So that means there will be a number of books that focuses on the features of the mathematics. The a contrast between reading this book and reading other kinds of publications. Okay, this book we have to find exactly a contrast between a book and other sorts of publications. A claim that to the whole of the book that is accessible to everybody, and a reference to different categories of intended readers of this book. Some areas of both music. However, I just read this because so that I will come back and easily navigate through the questions. However, here are some areas of both music and mathematics are suitable for someone who is a someone. All right. Occasionally, in some difficult musical compositions, there are beautiful but easy parts so simple a beginner could play them. So it is with mathematics as well. Okay. There are some discoveries in advanced mathematics that do not depend on specialized knowledge. So there are some discoveries, not even algebra, geometry, or trigonometry or something like that. Instead, they may involve at most a little arithmetic, such as the sum of two odd numbers is even. In common sense, each of the 8 chapters in this book illustrates this phenomenon. Anyone can understand every step in the reasoning. Okay, the thinking in each chapter uses at most only elementary arithmetic, and sometimes not even that. Thus, all readers will have the chance to participate in a mathematical experience, to appreciate the beauty of mathematics, and to become familiar with its logical yet intuitive style of thinking. Okay. Right. So it's like a kind of so like basically, I think I found the first answers. Occasionally, as some areas of both music and mathematics are suitable for someone who is a someone. Occasionally, occasionally, in some difficult musical compositions, there are beautiful but easy parts so simple a beginner could play them, both musical and mathematics. And so it is with so it is with mathematics as well. So it's music. So that's pretty much that is saying music and mathematics are suitable for someone who is a beginner. So they are easy parts so simple a beginner could play them. So it is similar with the mathematics as well. So I think the answer is going to be beginner. Beginner. I take that too. There we go. However, this one is thus the thinking in each chapter uses all blah blah blah. Thus all readers will have the chance to participate in a mathematical experience. A claim of the whole of a claim that the whole of the book is accessible to everybody. This is the answer. There you go, guys. Now, two, it is sometimes possible to understand. It is sometimes possible to understand advanced mathematics using no more than a limited knowledge of. This is now you don't actually have to really follow the guides that I'm doing. I mean, everyone has different kinds of approaches. Meaning, I am highlighting this exact phrase because I feel that this is important, and I feel that this is the easy way for me to find uh, the information while I'm reading. However, you may try to highlight advanced mathematics, for example. So it depends on an individual. Not You don't really necessarily have to um, copy my approach. One of my purposes in writing this book is to give readers who haven't had the opportunity to see and enjoy real mathematics the chance to appreciate the mathematical way of thinking. I want to reveal not only some of the fascinating discoveries, but more importantly, the reasoning behind them. In that respect, this book differs from most books. Okay, this book differs from most books on mathematics written for the general public. Some present the lives of colorful mathematicians, others describe the important applications of mathematics. Yet others go into mathematical procedures but assume that the reader is adept in using algebra. Wow, that was a fantastic phrase, not gonna lie. What is B actually talking about? The One of my purposes in writing this book is to give readers who haven't had the opportunity to see and enjoy the real mathematics the chance to appreciate the mathematical way of thinking. This is a really interesting one. I hope he will tell what kind of a book he's really talking about. Preface to how the other half thinks, adventures, and mathematical reasoning. Okay, this is kind of really interesting to know. Um, so I want to reveal not only some of the fascinating discoveries, but more importantly, the reasoning behind them. In that respect, this book differs from most books in mathematics written for the general public. Okay. What is this asking? Some books, really? So some present the lives of colorful mathematicians. Really interesting one here. The way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics. So the paragraph B is actually talking about the intention of the book uh, that the writer has may have come up with, and for that reason, reference to different categories of intended readers of this book. There's no intentions of readers, intended readers. The claim we have done that. All right. So a contrast between reading this book and a mention of different focuses on. I think this is number 31 because there's nothing that is more suitable than that. Because um different focuses are like what he's saying. I want to reveal not only the same. He's saying not this one, but he said that he wants to show the people the fun, show the people how fun it is to learn about mathematics and mathematical way of thinking. And he's also saying that this book differs from most books in mathematics written for the general public. He's also saying that some present the lives of colorful mathematicians about the people of mathematics who applied mathematics or mathematicians. Others describe important applications of mathematics, and that means the actual theory. I mean, like you learn about the actual mathematics and using numbers and the letters. Yet go into mathematical procedures, but assume that the reader is adept to using algebra. Yet others go into mathematical procedures, but assume that the reader is adept in using algebra. It is kind of in a using it in practice. So, however, number 36, it is possible to understand advanced mathematics no more than a limited knowledge. Oh, by the way, hold on. 36, I think it comes in paragraph A again, right? The Okay. There are some discoveries in advanced mathematics that do not depend on specialized knowledge. Depend on specialized knowledge. Um, Advanced mathematics. So basically, there's only one word only. However, I think limited knowledge of instead they may involve at most a little arithmetic, such as the sum of a little arithmetic. So the advancement using no more than a limited knowledge of okay. So limited knowledge is playing the role as a little arithmetic. Instead, they may involve at most a little arithmetic, a little, a little, a little something. So it does not depend on specialized knowledge, not algebra, not geometry, not trigonometry, but they may involve a little arithmetic, plus minus, division, multiplication, subtraction, and so on. So the limited knowledge of arithmetic, arithmetic. The writer intends to show that mathematics requires something thinking as well as analytical skills. Okay, so some books written by something, all right. Well, what's okay, what else? 39. The writer advises non-mathematical readers to perform. Um, a lawyer found that studying a lawyer found that studying blah blah blah. Okay, interesting. However, yeah, we have done. I hope this book will help bridge that notorious gap that separates the two cultures. Notorious gap means that a. I hope this book will help bridge that notorious gap that separates the two cultures. Meaning, something that you don't understand and you don't exactly know what you don't understand is like the meaning of the notorious gap as far as I can explain. But furthermore, the humanities and the sciences, or should I say, the right brain, intuitive, and the left brain, analytical and numerical, as the chapter will illustrate, mathematics is not restricted. It's not restricted, okay. It's not restricted to the analytical and numerical. Intuition plays a significant role. It is not. The writer intends to show that mathematical requires what? Something thinking as well as analytical skills. Is it actually explained here in number 37? The writer intends to show. What is he intending to show? As the chapters? As the chapters will illustrate, mathematics is not restricted to analytical and numerical. Intuition plays a significant role. The writer intends to show that mathematical requires. So I think it requires. In the alleged gap can be narrowed or completely overcome by anyone, in part because each of us is far from using the full capacity of either side of the brain. To illustrate our human potential, I cite a structural engineer who is an artist, an electrical engineer who's an opera singer who published in mathematical research, and a mathematician who published short stories. Okay. As the chapter, as so the humanities and science, or should I say the right brain to it and left brain analytical numerical? Okay. Intuitive. 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 However, C. What is C talking about? C is talking about what the book. It is giving examples of people. So therefore, I think that paragraph C is a. I think paragraph C is a good opportunity to understand. No, it's about people, personal examples of being helped by mathematics. Is that is that it? No, examples of people who had seemed incompatible. Is that it? I'm not really sure. Examples of people who each had abilities that seemed incompatible. So I think that is number C, incompatible. Examples of people are obviously it's like a structural engineer, electrical engineer, opera singer, mathematician who published short stories. All they are mentioned about the people. This is the story. This is the part where it's hidden. Now, um, other scientists have written books to explain their fields to non-scientists, but have necessarily had to omit the mathematics, ignore although it provides the foundation of their theories. The reader must remain a tantalized spectator rather than an involved participant, since the appropriate language for describing the details in much of science is mathematics, whether the subject is expanding universe, subatomic particles, or chromosomes. Though the broad outline of a scientific theory can be sketched intuitively when a part of the physical universe is finally understood, its description often looks like a page in a mathematics text. Other scientists have written books to explain their fields to non-scientists, but have necessarily had to omit mathematics, although it provides the foundation of their theories. A reference to books that seems a lack of knowledge, in which the way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics. I think this is number 28. Is it 28? I'm not real sure. What is 28? Maybe 30? Personal examples of being helped by mathematics? Okay, interesting. Personal examples of being helped by mathematics? I think that, interesting. What is D telling us? A reference to books that assume a lack of mathematical knowledge. Other scientists have written books to explain their fields to non-scientists, but have necessarily had, because the role to omit the mathematics means a lack of mathematical knowledge, although it provides a foundation of the theories. So I think that's number 27. I am just omit, omit, no, a lack of mathematical knowledge. Lack of mathematical knowledge is to omit the mathematics, although it provides a foundation and so on and so forth. Let me actually highlight these ones. All right. So, moreover, 37. What 37 is required from us? 37. Writer intends to show, no, 38, I guess. Some books written by something have had to leave out mathematics that is central for their theories. Some books written by who? Other scientists have written books to explain their fields to non-scientists, but have necessarily had to omit. Have to leave out again. To leave out. Paragraph D is saying had to omit mathematics. Another one. To omit mathematics. So there we go. We have another one. Leave out means to omit. Let's just say to omit. It doesn't matter. To omit mathematics. So some books written by scientists. The writer advises non-mathematical readers to perform what? I'm not really sure. However, D. Have we found D? Though the broad outline of scientific theory can be sketched intuitively when a part of the physical universe is finally understood, its description often looks like a page in a mathematical text. All right. Right. What do we have? And the way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics. Personal example using being helped. Really interesting. I think a reference to books that assume a lack of mathematical knowledge is actually D here. I think this has to be D. Why did I put C? Interesting. Okay, but yet, what does it explain anything else other than that? I think there's nothing else, right? All right. So let's read more. Still, the non-mathematical reader can go for an understanding mathematical reasoning. Okay, this is kind of it's not really of an easy one to understand, I guess, as far as I can see, it really is not easy. Still, the non-mathematical reader can go far in understanding mathematical reasoning. Okay, take that. This book presents the details that illustrate the mathematical style of thinking, which involves sustained step-by-step analysis, experiments, and insights. You will turn these pages much more slowly than when reading a novel or a newspaper. It may help to have a pencil and a paper ready to check claims and carry out experiments. I reference the different categories of intended readers. Okay. So this book presents the details that illustrate the mathematical style of thinking, which involves sustained step-by-step analysis, experiments, and insights. You will turn these pages much more slowly than when reading a novel or a newspaper. So I think that's a contrast between reading this book and reading other kinds of publication. Other kinds of publications means other types. It's like the a publication that is not related to mathematics, obviously. Other kinds of this is a I'm not necessarily going to write here the words that is met here. So because if I write the whole, the table will be filled and it doesn't make sense. It will not make sense. However, 39, 39. Have I found 39? 39. What do we have on 39? The writer advises non-mathematical readers to perform something while reading. This book presents details of the style of thinking, which involves sustained step-by-step analysis, experiments, and insights. Experiments? Is it experiments? Writer advises non-mathematical readers. Non-mathematical readers can go far in understanding mathematical reasoning. This book presents the details that illustrate the mathematical side of thinking, which involves sustained step-by-step analysis, experiments, and insights. It allows non-mathematical readers to perform something while reading. Oh, of course, okay, like perform. Like perform. Um, perform means to carry out, to uh, it may help to have a pencil and paper ready to check claims and carry out experiments. Carry out experiments. So to perform experiments. A lawyer found that studying something helped even more than other areas of mathematics and study of law. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Is it available in here? So let's read the paragraph out. As I wrote, I kept in mind two types of this is making me crazy, honestly, guys. As I wrote, I kept in mind two types of readers who those who enjoyed mathematics until they were turned off by an unpleasant episode, usually around fifth grade, and mathematics what is that? Aficionados who will find much that is new throughout the book. This book also serves readers who simply want to sharpen their analytical skills. Many careers, such as law and medicine, require extended, precise analysis. Each chapter offers practice in following a sustained and closely argued line of thought. That mathematics can develop this skill is shown by these two testimonials. A lawyer found that studying something helped even more than other areas of mathematics in the study of law. I haven't found that yet. However, paragraph F. This book also serves as readers who simply want to sharpen their analytical skills. I'm really interested in analytical skills. What analytical skills you guys are talking about? Oh my god, this makes me crazy. A reference to the to different categories of intended readers of this book. Categories, of course, types. Or should I write it? Let's just say it. Categories, categories, like types. But I think that's number 34. Let's just put it F. Because reference to different categories, it is saying, as I wrote, I kept in mind two type of readers. The two type of readers. Those who enjoyed mathematics until they were turned off by an unpleasant episode, usually around grade fifth, and mathematics aficionados who will find much that is who will find much that is new throughout the book. There are two types of readers. I reference to different categories of intended readers. So different types of readers, different categories of readers. So different categories of readers, right? Different categories of intended readers. Of intended readers. However, there it is saying two types of readers. There we go. We're still left with paragraph G. Finally, this is the last one. A physician wrote, the discipline of analytical thought process in mathematics prepared me extremely well for medical school. In medicine, one is faced with a problem which must be thoroughly analyzed before a solution can be found. The process is similar to doing mathematics. A lawyer made the same point. So a lawyer found that studying something. A lawyer made the same point. Although I had no background in law, not even one political science course, I had did well at one of the best law schools. I attribute much of my success there to having learned through the study of mathematics. Is that what he wants to say? He learned mathematics, I guess, right? No, he didn't learn. And in particular, theorems, how to analyze complicated principles, helped even more than other areas of mathematics in the study of law. Lawyers who have studied mathematics can master the legal principles in a way that most others can't. I hope you will share my delight in watching as simple, even naive questions lead to remarkable solutions. In particular, means theorems. He learned, he studied math, he studied mathematics, in particular theorems or theorems. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. So therefore, theo theorems, or this is how it's pronounced as far as I can say. However, paragraph G, paragraph G, personal examples of being helped by mathematics. I think 29 is going to be G. 29 is going to be paragraph G. But however, we're still left the way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics. Did we skip that again? I think we skipped it, did we? The way in which is not a typical book about mathematics. Occasionally, some difficult compositions, mathematics as well. In that respect, this book differs from most books on mathematics written for the general public. This book differs from most books in mathematics written for the general public. Differs, not a typical. Not a typical differs. I think this 29 is going to be B. I don't really, I don't really actually know if that's the case. But I mean, the only B is talking about a book that is not about mathematics, because here's saying this book differs from most books in on mathematics written for the general public. It is about talking about the mathematics and showing showing the way people can actually engage in mathematics and enjoy it. Actually, that is what it is saying. But C is not talking about it. C is talking about the people. Um, C is talking about the people, but D is talking about um what? D is talking about. I mean, it's, ignoring mathematics in order to explain. I mean, scientists ignoring mathematics to explain it to a non-scientist. Still, the E is talking about the um, you know, it talks about how the process, how you can carry out on learning mathematics. It's just comparing mathematical book with other kinds of publications. I think that makes sense. So there you go, guys. We finally finished one of the enough hardest, I would say, because this one is passage theory. This is definitely an argumentative, and this is a book review. I think you have to understand. The more you read book reviews, the better you will understand. Um, although I can understand every passage. Sometimes what I actually do is that I just read the whole passage from top to the bottom, and I just go to the questions next. However, sometimes I have a different strategy going one after another. If I see the question being answered on a particular paragraph, I just come back and then answer it. It just makes sense. However, I think I have made mistakes. I have made mistakes in terms of arithmetic because there was a limited knowledge plays that little. However, but I'm not really sure. So, however, yeah, we will see that. And if you think I have made a mistake, please comment down below. And I will really appreciate it if you will do it actually. And so yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching once again, and subscribe if you haven't, and you can dislike if you have disliked someone who is thinking we've been copying answers. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful time.